Hi. So I shared that I would speak today about the human body from the electrical point of view, and I think it's quite important. But I would say that because I'm quite obsessed with understanding how everything works. It's been an obsession of mine since I was a little boy. When electricity flows through a wire, it generates an electrical field around it. So we humans, we have a bioelectrical field that surrounds our bodies. It's not very far away from the body, it's quite close, quite close. And when we have emotions which have been suppressed and arrested within our tissues, there will be dead areas, for lack of a better word, um, or an absence of electrical field in different parts of our bodies. This makes us susceptible to illness. And if any part of our body is going to be ill, it's going to be in those areas where there is a lack of electrical flow. Part of meditating on our bodies, in our bodies and on our bodies, is to connect with those dead areas where the muscles are not flowing, where the electricity is not flowing through the muscles, and the muscles go into spasm. And I've got a video which is a meditational, it's not meditation, it's actually an exercise on connecting with our bodies, finding out where the center of the pain is so that we can release that. And I explained this in the video. And it's really, really important. But in an odd sort of way, we also have the ability to work with this energy, to move this electricity, to work with the field itself. So for example, if I focus on my hands and I do this, then as I make the connection, my hands become more sensitized. I start to notice that there is something going on between my hands. So we have the capacity for kinesthetic sensation. And what that means is that I can see my hand, I can put my awareness into my hands, and I can sense my hand. And if I move my hand, I sense how my hand moves through the air. I now put my hand down, and now I can imagine my hand. And now I can reawaken the memory of the sensation of my hand moving through the air. So that's a kinesthetic sensation. And we can apply that to our bodies. So I now sense my head, and with my visualization, with my imagination, I now stretch myself and I sense the space around my head. Is it real? I don't know if it's real, but I can sense it. And I can sense that all around my head. And I can move down to my neck, and I can do exactly the same. I can go down my shoulders, towards my hands, down my arms. And so I can have this sensation that's surrounding those parts of my body. And I'll keep going down my chest, solar plexus, my spine to my hips. I sense this bubble that surrounds me. Go down to my legs, all the way down to my feet. So I've got this sensation, and it's around my body. When I was a young lad in my 20s, I was meditating. I trained as a spiritual healer in my middle to late 20s. And one of the exercises with healing was to focus on the client and just see them coming into alignment. It's like imagining their sense of self, their aura, see it like out of focus, and then with the hands just move it into alignment. So anyway, so I was meditating and I began to do this on myself. And it was a bit of a shock to realize, to experience, that I was out of it. Like part of me was out to the left side. And I was struggling to bring myself into focus. Because part of my sense was to one side. You know, I was clearly I was working on myself, had a long way to go. I'm pleased to say that today my sense is very centered within me, my whole sensation. So for yourself, if you've done this, you may find it easy or not. It may or may not be centered, but you know, awareness is everything. Experience is everything. Practice is the only way forward. So I've got this sense, and this sense is literally my electrical field throughout my body. And I sense it. And you know, we all sense it because we are electrical beings. Whilst I'm on the subject, I did ask Charlie being my other bit, my higher self, because there are people out there who truly do struggle with electrical emanations, and they can get quite ill. So I asked Charlie because primarily my question was about 5G. And Charlie was quite adamant, is quite adamant, that 5G is detrimental to all human life. Whether you're a man, a bird, a butterfly, we're all affected by this 5G environment. So, frankly, you need to avoid it as much as possible. You need to move away from it as quickly as you can. There are ways of protecting yourself from it. You can find information on that online. But anyway, the point is 5G is really bad. So I said, well, what about 4G? What about Wi-Fi, 2.3, 3G? And he said, no, those are okay. So are they okay for me? He said, yes. I said, but are they okay for other people? He says, not for everybody. So there are people who will be severely affected by 4G and Wi-Fi, etc., But the primary reason for this is because their own electrical circuit is imbalanced. Of itself, 3G, 4G, Wi-Fi, it's not an issue. But if you are severely compromised within your emotional system, i.e. you've got large parts of your body which are, electrically speaking, out of balance, then you will become affected by this. And the real answer is to sort yourself out. I mean, you might want to avoid being in that environment, which is pretty difficult in this day and age, because every house is wired, electrically speaking. But nevertheless, the real answer is to sort yourself out, deal with what your own emotional problems. So then I asked Charlie, where does the heart come into this? And he said, it doesn't. The energy that comes from the heart, strictly speaking, does not come from the heart. It comes from beyond this third dimension, so-called third dimension, this low-level vibrational energy that we call the physical world. It comes from the soul fragment within each of us. And it's an emanation that is beyond the physical world. And the word that came into my head was the quantum world. In physics, they've got this thing called quarks, which, if I got the right word, which can be in two places at the same time. And we've now got quantum computing, which are making use of this, whereby a particle can be in two places at the same time. And this is closer to the truth of the heart energy. The heart energy comes from a place of a much, much higher level of vibration than the physical surroundings we're used to. And so our heart energy can be in two places at the same time. So when we are connected with our hearts, we put ourselves in someone else's shoe and we can experience the world from their perspective, and we're still connected to ourselves, and we're connected internally, so we're getting both perspectives, our perspective and the other human being or animal or tree, whatever it is, perspective. We have a connection. And time, or should I say distance, is neither here nor there. My son lives in California, which is a good 3,000-4,000 miles away. If I connect with him with my heart and I see him, then, not now, he's asleep, but he will, more often than not, he will ring me. I'm terrible, I don't often think of him. I'm too busy with my own world these days. He's not a child anymore, he's a grown adult. But my point is that how many of you have experienced this? I'm sure many of you have. When you suddenly connect with someone that you care about, and then they get in touch with you. Or vice versa, oh, I was thinking of you. Because we've, at some point, in some way, we've just made a direct connection, and distance is irrelevant. I'm going to stop it here. I'm trying to keep my my things short so you don't get bored with with the way I speak, because I tend to go off tangent. So I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to stop there. Um, but next time I want to come back to visualization and imagination and the relationship that has to do with our heart, with our soul, etc. So come back. And please, can I say this often enough? Yeah. Because you know what, we're human beings, and I'm just as bad as other people. I will watch things and people say, oh, give me a like. And it's like, I'm like a zombie. I just go past it. So wake up. Give me a like, please. Give me a like so that other people will see my channel, will see what I do, will hear what I share, and hopefully will get some benefit. All the best for now. Bye-bye.